So hello and welcome back to Exploring Kalmandor with Beryl and Onyx. And this week it is all Onyx because we are going deep into Horde territory and we're going to explore Mulgore, which I do have to say I always used to say Mulgore. Don't ask me why. I don't know, because I can't speak some days. So let's jump in and see if maybe, just maybe, we see something special. It's not always here, but sometimes it is, as we leave Desolus and head into Mulgore. Alright, and here we have Onyx. She is very pleased to see you, maybe? It's hard to tell with Onyx. She seems to be quite the cold one, but that's okay because we are here in the beautiful area. This isn't exactly, oh good, they are here. This isn't exactly Mulgore, and it isn't exactly Desolus, and it's not exactly the Stone Talon Mountains, but high on the plateau above all three, sometimes you come across things like, whoa, he just shrank. Sometimes you come across some bunny rabbits and some prairie dogs, although I don't see any of the prairie dogs right now. And they seem to be having a war up here. It's an interesting thing, and no one exactly knows why. I was up here this morning, and there were prairie dogs wearing little flak helmets and bunny rabbits with axes in their mouths. And the bunny rabbits were running around and they were killing all of the mice and prairie dogs on the plateau. I'm never exactly sure what triggers it or why it happens, but it's kind of neat. So if you've never come up here, this is a fun place to just hang out and wonder. Also, as you can see, there are pictographs on a lot of the rocks up here, and we don't know. Were these painted by the bunnies and the prairie dogs? Nobody knows. It's a good question, though. I kind of wish that we could have come up while they were still battling. I think I must have come up right at the tail end of a battle as we saw that little bunny shrink. So, here we have Mulgore. It is a beautiful area. And honestly, I feel like it's one that I have not spent enough time in because I actually was able to find a couple of things that I had never seen before while I was kind of exploring and researching. I use the term researching very loosely. But as you can see here at the Stone Talon Pass, we have one heck of a fight going on between the Grim Totem Defenders and the Braves from Thunder Bluff. Mulgore is home of the Tauren. They once roamed all of Kalmandor, but after they hooked up with the Horde, Cairn Bloodhoof came here and made Mulgore the home of his Tauren. And so right up here you have Thunder Bluff. Now Thunder Bluff is situated on, I do believe, 3 or 4 or 5 different mesas. As you can see, it's kind of scattered. And I feel like many people who have played on the Horde side have died on these elevators. I know I have. Far too many times. You get impatient, you go running for the elevator, and it goes down right as you come. Now, if you are on the Horde side, this is also right here in this little area is where the Dark Moon Fair portal will be set up for the monthly Dark Moon Fair. Now, something that I had never noticed before when I was playing on any of my Horde characters is I'm pretty darn sure why the Tauren are so chill and peaceful might have something to do with all of the giant peace pipes that I found all over. Like, not 100% sure on that one, but let's see if I can find one here. You know, and these giant peace pipes are, well, they're issuing some sort of red smoke from them. Little bit weird. Not exactly sure how you would smoke this giant peace pipe, but there you go. So that was something I found that I thought was pretty neat. Thunder Bluff is probably one of the Horde capital cities that I almost never see anyone in, unless it is Dark Moon Fair time, in which case, then, you know, you see a lot more people. They do have a really, really pretty area right over here, and that is the Pools of Vision. And that is where you would find your portal trainers, your warlock trainers, things like that. But it's just a really cool place. Just kind of looks a little bit mystical. You can also get a quest from Clarice here. She is a Forsaken. She's very, very bitter because her husband was always busy fighting for the light, and she ended up a Forsaken anyway. It is something that I do believe has kept her bitter to this day. And if you speak with her, she will give you a quest to go and just put her necklace on her husband's grave. She's still definitely bitter. Now, all over Mulgore, you will see harpies, you will see gnolls, you'll see various water wells. I can't remember which creator it was, but there is a creator who has said basically that if World of Warcraft ever shuts down completely, this is where they're going to take their original Tauren that they made all the way back in 2004 when World of Warcraft first started, and this is where they're going to wait for the end. It is a really beautiful zone, you know. I also found, if you go right over here, just above Red Rocks, where you'll see some more of those pictographs. I don't know if this is like supposed to be someone's crude drawing of a Tauren or what, but probably not, because there's a interesting horse drawing. There is, and I'm not sure if it is connected with any quests, but I found a little cave back here, and it has absolutely nothing in it but a very, very pretty little pond in the back. And the cave has about the same color glow that the Caves of Vision under Thunder Bluff have. So not exactly sure what this cave is for, but I was running around and I was like, this is actually pretty cool. So there you go. If you need a Horde side hideout and you don't mind a nice lonely drippy cave with a little bit of a blue glow, well, got one for you right here. Now there's a couple more things that we are going to go and look at. And of course, I'm going to get lost in the middle of this cave by trying to go out through a spot that is not an exit. Good job, me. So yeah, let's go on with the tour here. Now, there is a giant mine that is here in Mulgore as well, and that is the Goblin Run Venture Mine. There's also this nice little area up here that's got Verd Twice Swindle, And he just thinks that you look like a very smart young rube and, wants to know if you want any new gear. But he doesn't seem to have any quests attached to him that I have found. But he's up here hanging out with his lackeys, right up behind another couple of rocks with some pictographs. And it does say that he is from the Venture Mining Company, so who knows? Maybe there is a quest attached to him. It's been a long time since I quested through Mulgore. So yeah, we're gonna head back down and maybe go check out the Venture Company mine, because it's a big one. Alright, here we are at the Venture Company mine. And like I said, it is a very big mine. I think it's about the same size as some of the mines out in the Badlands that the Dark Irons are in. And it's a really easy one to get lost in, but as you can see, several entrances and exits throughout it. We can jump down here. Hopefully I won't kill myself. Just lost half my health. No big deal. But yeah, it is a very large mine. I think it has at least 3 entrances that I can think of off the top of my head. And a lot of different questing in here. It is a very, very detailed mine. And of course, if you step on people, they're going to aggro on you, which is never much fun. But this should be another exit coming up here. Otherwise, I'm going to be lost in this mine, and this is going to be a very boring video. Nope. Looks like that might be the way out. Maybe. We'll see. Oh yeah. Freedom! But as you can see, you can enter this mine through several different exits. All these Venture Company people just don't know when to give up, do they? So now we are going to head on down to, I think it's the Stone Bowl Lake, right down here below the Venture Company mine, near the Ravaged Caravan. Now, the Stone Bowl Lake is actually home to a couple of unique fish that you will catch as fishing quests from Thunder Bluff. I think it's the, it's the Stone Bowl Catfish, maybe, is one of them. But over here we have Bloodhoof Village. This is where your young Tauren will be sent as soon as he leaves the starting area. It is your basic little quest hub, but it is home to one very, very special character who I will go over more when I do our Tributes to Fallen Characters video at the end of Kalmandor. But that is Ahab Wheathoof here. He's the old rancher. He's looking for his dog. And he is actually based upon a little boy named Ezra Chatterton, who, as part of his Make-A-Wish wish, got to go to Blizzard, and he got to design a couple of little things. He got to design this quest chain. He also has Elder Ezra Chatterton, who is up in Thunder Bluff, but he did help make this quest. Unfortunately, he did die of his illness after he went to Blizzard, but he was the very first person who ever got to ride the Ashes of Alar Mount. So it's kind of a sweet story. Like I said, I will go over it a lot more when I do my tributes to fallen characters. Also, if you notice, there are a few more player characters, not too many, but a few running around right now. And that is because it is Noble Garden, the Easter event, and if you are so inclined, you can Easter egg hunt here. Let's get Onyx to grab an egg there. Now, there is one possible drawback to collecting eggs, and we're going to collect a few just to see if it happens. It's kind of funny. It makes me giggle. But yeah, if you collect enough eggs with your character, you can open them up, you can collect the chocolates, your character can eat the chocolates, but more importantly, you can turn in those chocolates to the Noble Garden vendor, and this year there is a special new transmog for your Dragon Isles dragon riding mount. And I can't remember how many chocolates it takes, but I guess we can go find out. Let's see here.
What are you looking for?
I would like to browse your goods. Alright, it will take you 200 chocolates, which you should be able to get with absolutely no problem, to get a basket of eggs for your dragon riding mount, which I think is pretty cool. And I think that is what I am going to work towards this year during Noble Garden. So it hasn't happened to her yet, but if you collect enough eggs, there is one very small hazard, and that is every once in a while, collecting eggs will magically turn your character into a little purple bunny. It's kind of hilarious when it happens, because when it does happen, a bunch of other rabbits will kind of sprout away from your character. And if you're... oh, there's one right now. Hello, little bunny. Little bunny out collecting eggs. But if your character sits still for very long, your character will also lay an egg. It's kind of fun. It's kind of silly. I like WoW holidays. They make me smile. But back to touring. So yeah, this is the Bloodhoof Village. It is pretty much your very first questing hub as a Tauren, but not exactly the first, and that is where we're going to head to next. Alright, now we are right here at Red Cloud Mesa and Camp Narash. Good job, me. And this is where, if you make a Tauren, this is the very first place that you will end up, unless you have never played WoW before, in which case you will be on the new player experience. But this is where most Taurens will start off, questing against the gnolls who are causing problems everywhere. And this is also where I found something that I had never seen in all of my time exploring in World of Warcraft. I was flying along, and as you can see, Feralis is right there. You can see that lush green rainforest right over the way. And kind of like the way the mesa with the warring animals on it is not quite in Mulgore, but not quite in Stone Talon Mountains. This is another area that's not really in Mulgore, but it's not really in Feralis either, and I have never seen it before, but I thought it was really neat, so I thought I'd take you there. There's this little unnamed lake, absolutely beautiful place, a canoe that you can actually sit in, so you can actually sit in this canoe, look out at this lake, and it is a completely empty little campsite. As far as I know, there's no questing attached to it, so if you have a Horde character, or an Alliance character, honestly, because there's no guards here, this would be a perfect spot to say that your character's house is. Or rather, tent, but it's a really nice camp spot. You know, you've got everything you could possibly need. You've got your backpack, your spears for hunting, and nice little skeleton out here back for practice, you know, target practice. Got a drum, you could make your own music. And what is possibly the deepest lake that I think I have seen in WoW in a long time, and I wasn't sure if there was anything in this lake. There's not. But it is possibly got the deepest area I've seen in a very long time. I ended up swimming all the way to the bottom just to see if there was anything down there. There isn't. I was kind of hopeful. But it did almost kill poor Onyx to swim down and get back up, so that's one heck of a deep lake. It is also right by, I do believe, Lake Dubont, which is another really interesting little lake that has a fun little island in the middle of it. But yeah, thought it might be interesting. I had never seen this place before, and I thought it was pretty dang cool. So now anybody who watches this video also knows about it, so yay. But honestly, that is about it. I'm sure that I am missing 10 million things in Mulgore, so if you can think of all sorts of interesting things that I've missed, let me know in the comments down below. This was just a few little highlights that I thought were really kind of interesting in an area that I feel like I haven't spent enough time. Oh, I guess before we actually leave, we should go up to the Great Gate. Funny story about the Great Gate. The very first Tauren that I ever made spent so much time trying to get over this Great Gate because I was sure that that had to be how you got out of this area. In fact, I think I finally gave up on trying to find a way down and just kind of threw my Tauren off of here, and he didn't make it, but that's okay because you can resurrect. But yeah. The other nice thing about the Great Gate is it does have another couple of empty tents, so if you have some Horde characters who need a home, this is kind of a good place to be. So yeah, that's about it for today. Our next video, it looks like we will be going to the Southern Barrens next. So that one will be a combined effort between Beryl and Onyx. So until next time, have a wonderful day. Let me know your memories of Mulgore, and I will see you later. Have a good one.